There's always been a culture of care and support from within, and I've always felt that since I was a student here. So, and I think in terms of the changes that we've had, that's never gone away.
The rich history and the strong reputation they have in working with youth, and it's been an absolute privilege to be part of the organisation.
It's an environment where I feel really valued and I feel what I do is really worthwhile. I love my programme and the people in it, and they just always go that extra mile, extra distance to help the young people and children that we work with.
It's very important that we reflect on the history of the three agencies as we become the merged entity. There is so much history and contribution that each of the three agencies has provided to the Geelong community and to the clients that they respectively serve. So the fact that the three of them now come together, it's an opportunity to take the best of what each of the agencies has done, and through that, apply that, respect the history of each of the agencies, but also create and forge your own future as part of the new merged entity of Barwon Child, Youth and Family.
Biggest challenges for me is probably when young people or their family are in a crisis and they need a quick response, and we may not have immediate access to those resources. So we have to be quite innovative, think quickly, and try and come up with a solution as quick as we can to help them out.
I suffered severe postnatal depression and grief after my mum passed away 2 months after Elliot was born. He also came nearly 8 weeks premature. That was a lot to deal with all at once, and something sort of had to give.
I ran away from home once again. I got in contact with Time for Youth, where Trudy then introduced me to a few people, and I ended up getting into the refuge.
After I came out of the mother-baby unit, they gave you a list of services that you could link in with the community, and I linked in with Glastonbury. I was allocated a worker who came to visit our house, and she helped me with the developmental sort of, he's going on the right track sort of help.
So Trudy's always sort of just been there. She's always been that person that's just always there. In the time which my pup had passed away, and I had no way of getting to Tassie, so I was assisted in the way that they took me to the airport. They drove me there and paid for me to stay in a hotel before I got the plane out the next morning. I'll never ever forget that. That meant more than I could ever explain in words to me than anything in the world, I guess.
When we're sort of finished our little intervention block, if they can be even just a little bit more happier or a little bit more confident or self-reliant or independent, then I think that's why we or I would do this sort of work. And of course it is very rewarding.
Punching high fives with supervisors, coordinators, other workers, even young people. It's like, hey, look what we've done, look what you've done, you know. So I think it's really their journey, and I get quite excited that, you know, they've actually achieved. And sometimes they fall, and it's about supporting them to pick themselves up again and go, that's okay to fall, you know, we just keep plugging away, and eventually, they get it.
There are a number of descriptors, I think, for Barwon Child, Youth and Family and the work that the staff do. Clearly it's very challenging, but for me, it's a very rewarding environment. I can quote a very simple example of one of our clients that's been with our service for 8 years now, and the staff can pick people up at their most vulnerable and the critical time of need for them as clients, to work through, to see them come out on the other side as strong, supported, contributing members of the community is very rewarding.
So I'm going to school, I go to Sage. I'll be doing my Cert 3 and 4 and diploma in fitness, where hopefully then I can go on to be a personal trainer, maybe open up my own gym.
I would just say don't be scared to ask for help. It might be the hardest thing that you ever do, but the outcomes that you can sort of achieve are just incredible. Like, I look back in our 2-year journey from where I was, I'd be a blubbering mess on the floor with him crying and not being able to function, to someone who can confidently take their child out in public and still deal with the tantrums and not totally lose the plot.
I'm positive. I don't think I find myself in a negative area anymore at all. My mum and I are on the best terms we've probably ever been on, ever. My whole family and I are really relatively close. I don't think I argue with anyone that I love anymore.